The ways of the measuring mind, as the thinking mind is put together by fragments of thoughts. It's a collection of fragments of thoughts. Its mathematics must also be based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as something separate. It is under the impression that the more fragments there are put together, somehow the bigger one becomes, or the somehow it is felt to be better. The more one knows, the better, because these fragments are also made up of knowledge. And the only thing this mind can do, by the way, is to add to itself. So it's constantly adding to itself. More fragments. And this is possible only if there is something there to which this fragment can be attached. And what is this fundamental first thing to which they can be attached? Adding more to the same. It is exactly the first step in that thought takes within itself. It sort of starts walking its own path. It falls from the grace of being a part, an inseparable part of the totality of life. So once this first step in thought is taken, which could also be described as thought, instead of flowing aligned with the totality of life, with intelligence, with awareness, it turns to look at itself, to react to itself, and it deviates from this narrow path. The meaning of which is unfolding, is becoming very clear at the moment, and starts to create its own conceptual reality in which there are always two or more. So the foundation is when the first step is taken, then there is this foundation, this beginning, to which other fragments that can then start sticking, and the accumulation begins, and it is all of the same nature. So one is getting more and more lost in the labyrinth of thought. So who is getting lost there? The idea of ourselves, the thought of ourselves, which is the first step, is getting more and more lost. Therefore, we have to come back to asking, who am I? Who am I? So back to the mathematics. This fragmented mind is able only to measure. It is also a measure. And its mathematics is based on this measurement, one way or the other. This must be why when I was never good at mathematics at school, it was my nightmare. I never understood anything. But I do understand that, be it numbers or words, we need to. There is a need to go to the root of all this. What is this? What is it really? Not only what it appears to be. Whatever. So this thinking mind, that is an accumulation of fragments, thinks the more fragments, the better somehow. The more different kinds of shampoos there are on the supermarket shelves, the better. Or which is just an example of the madness of this fragmentation. Or the madness of an idea that the more is better. It is the less is really more. When the whole of this measuring mind is led to die. Because it will die if it's not given nourishment to. And it can only be nourished by the same quality that it itself is. So when the mind measuring mind is not there to create its mathematics, the mathematics is quite different. Because it in one thing, it sees all things. That's mathematics that I can understand. It does not go to 1, 2, 3, 4 at all. It's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Seeing the one through the diversity of manifestation.